What is up, guys? North Digital Assets coming at you with another video. We're going to cover the market. We're going to cover Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at the charts and see what's going on. Click subscribe down here in the bottom right-hand corner. We're getting a lot of new subscribers lately, which is good. Click my logo down here in the bottom right-hand corner or click subscribe below like normal. Let's get into the Bitcoin chart here. So the Bitcoin chart, to be honest, Bitcoin chart looks amazing. Looks really good. On the daily here, you can't complain about any of this here. It just looks perfect. I mean, you're not getting too far away from the 20 EMA. You're moving up at a nice pace. You have a nice spacing between these EMAs. That all looks good. On the 4 hourly here, let's go to the 4 hourly. So on the 4 hourly, same thing. Like look through here when you're zoomed out a little bit. Look at the space for how long, all the way back to October 1st. That is unreal for crypto right there. This is Bitcoin on the 4 hour. Since October 1st, since printing that buy signal on the 4 hourly, this spacing between the 20 and the 55 is just perfect. It's very consistent throughout here, very smooth, very nice, and that's still continuing. And there's no sign of that changing right here, right now. The stock RSI looks like it can come up a little higher. We could keep creeping up on price. Maybe we'll break the all-time high tomorrow. I don't know. We don't know. There's a lot of speculation on there and when, but the hourly chart here, we got on the last 3 hours here, we got some little red candles with some tiny little wicks, but not a lot there. You still see the curvature on the hourly time frame. We're pretty zoomed in here. You still see the curvature up on the 20 EMA. There's no sign right now of, unless we keep getting, you know, some bigger red candles, there's no sign that the 20 EMA is going to curve down and do a bearish cross there, which will translate to the 4 hourly chart, which will translate up to the daily chart. Like there's just no sign of that right now. We do have the stock RSI at the top, and the RSI looked like it's starting to point down. It was at the top, so we're just gonna have to wait and see on that. There was some bears left. There's not many bears left. Almost all the bears are dead now. I'm gonna drop a line in right there. Almost all of the bears are dead. There's a couple still hanging on, and we might visit them on Twitter here later in this video. I'll pull up a couple of them, but there's barely any bears left. But there were some that were calling for there to be a sort of a double top where you hit, basically you're coming up on price and you hit a resistance level and you come back down, you try it again, you hit it again, you come back down and you just fail. And that's when you start to fall. There are some bears who are calling for 20,000 to 28,000 for Bitcoin still, that we are in a bear market, that we've been in a bear market since May, etc., etc., etc. Well, if you can look here, that was the line right there that they were calling for. That was on October 15th, so 4 days ago. 4 days ago, we come back down, we're coming through here, we're kind of correcting. We come up, we try it again on the hourly, keep in mind. Come back down, didn't get it. Try it again, correct. All the way down here, below the 55, wicks down low, liquidating people. On these giant wicks right here, think about how many people got liquidated on leverage there. And yeah, it comes back up, tries it again here, fail, coming back through, and we have all this above. So that double top theory is gone. The only thing left, the major resistance left to get rid of the rest of all the bears, is the Bitcoin all-time high, which sits at I believe it's 64,800 and some. Let's take a look here. Let's zoom out. Let's go back to the daily and reset the chart here. So the all-time high appears to be, let's zoom in, right here, 64,908, 64,900 all-time high. So that is the last, right there. That is the last point of resistance we need to break through and find it as support. Not not as resistance, and not just break through real quick on a wick. I'm talking like actually coming up, breaking through it, finding support, and then continuing on. And that's when Bitcoin might not need to do this before exploding up, but it needs to be able to prove at some point that this is support, or that it's supported up here above it somewhere. Like, it needs to prove support at some point on a small correction. It proves support above it. It just needs to prove support at some point in time. So basically, you'd be turning what was resistance into support. So there's the line of the all-time high. Come over here, and yeah, we are real close. We're real close. The daily looks good. All of this looks good. It's just super smooth ever since we got that cross on October 1st. When you got the fake out here, you looked like you were going to get that bearish cross. Never happened. And boom. So that's where we're at on that. So one thing I want to point out on my video from Vechain the other day is, number one, I specifically stated in the video that I am not calling for $2.33 Vechain. I was just showing you what the fibs are showing, what the 272 on the fib is showing, and they are very accurate. So $2.33 for Vechain is actually possible in this bull run. It's not, I don't know how likely it is. We'll have to wait and see. That's a pretty big, that's a 19x. I have it right here. But I said in the video, I'm not calling for that. That's just what the fib's showing. I'm the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. But so Cardano was 9 cents in November, and it ran to 246 in April. So Cardano did a 27x in 6 months. Now, remember, when Cardano was 9 cents, there was a time when people were saying that Cardano would not go to $1. Cardano would never go to $1. 6 months, it does a 27x. But Vechain, from $12 cents to $2.33, a 19x, there's people, it's impossible. Could never happen. Well, that's just what the fibs are showing. And I said in that video, I'm not calling for it. I'm just saying that is a possibility. This market is entirely speculative. You have to follow the speculation. You know who else is pushing Vechain? George on Cryptos R Us. And that guy he doesn't talk super fast, and he doesn't come off right away as extremely smart, but that guy is a low-key genius, and he's got a huge following. He's got over 500,000 people following him on YouTube alone, I believe. So, yeah, he's pushing Vechain, and I like his channel. But anyways, in 19x, it's really not that insane. 19x, well, Cardano did a 27x, and people were saying that Cardano was shit. So, and that it would never have smart contracts, etc. It would never catch up. It would never gain ground on Ethereum, blah, 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 blah. So that's just pointing that out there. 19x is a lot smaller than a 27x. And also, Cardano did a 27x without a blow-off top. That was just in the first half of the bull run. So a 19 isn't really that crazy. So anyways, let's move on to the next topic. So I just posted this on my Twitter page. I said, everyone should be aware that if Bitcoin shoots up, it could temporarily steal the show, meaning money rotates from your coins into Bitcoin to catch the wave up. Your coin or coins bleed. If you have cash set aside, it is possible chance for yet another market discount, not financial advice. So basically what I'm saying is here's an article on it. Altcoins could suffer as Bitcoin makes a move for new highs, crypto analyst. I tend to agree with what he is saying. Basically, so what can happen is as Bitcoin runs up, Bitcoin's making its moves up. It breaks the all-time high. It's moving up. We're sitting at 64,000 right now as we speak, about 64,000 right on the dot. And people will sell their altcoins to FOMO into or chase Bitcoin or ride the wave. Maybe they're even smart investors that are going to ride the wave because Bitcoin is going to pop first. It typically pops first, and then Ethereum pops second. Sometimes a month later. In the 2017 bull run, Ethereum popped 30 days after Bitcoin when it hit its top. It was 30 days late, and then the altcoins are with it and right behind it, the other altcoins behind Ethereum. So you got to keep that in mind. There are some people that might ride the Bitcoin wave up and then take those profits and rotate them back into their other coins. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, if your coins start to bleed while Bitcoin is taking off and taking the show, stealing the show, there's not necessarily anything wrong with your coins. They're just bleeding temporarily. And if the price is down, that is going to be another possible chance. If you have any cash left, any chance on the side, you can only buy so many dips. There's only so many dips you can buy. But personally, I'm not in that big of a hurry right now. I do have a decent amount of cash off to the side that I am going to dollar cost average in on those bleeding prices if we get those bleeding prices, and we'll see, because it would just be further discount. Then when altcoin season is really roaring, you got a discount at those bleeding prices. So that is possible to happen, and it could be normal if that happens. Let's see what they were saying down here. He says, this is Don Alt. First, if Bitcoin breaks out, we expect a puke in altcoins as holders sell them to catch the move. This will likely cause a liquidation cascade in the short term and set up a really nice mean reversion play for when Bitcoin breakout stops printing green candles. As such, for experienced practitioners, buying the turbo nuke and altcoins for a short-term bounce as the liquidation settle is an idea we're following closely. And that's also, I'm following that idea closely because I might jump on some stuff if it's really bleeding. If you got HBAR and Vechain and some of the other coins really bleeding, yeah, I'm going to buy them up when they're bleeding. The trader says that altcoins could become more attractive once Bitcoin finishes its breakout and consolidates into a range. To summarize, we don't like altcoins as long as the majors look like they're going to print big candles. The majors, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Hopefully green ones at any moment. If they do, altcoins will become attractive either on a post-liquidation bounce basis or on a larger rotational basis once the dust has settled. That larger rotational basis is something I've talked about many times on this channel, and that's an example of Ethereum tops out, you sell your Ethereum, and then you put it into Cardano or HBAR. Then those coins top out and you rotate them into, you add to your position in CKB or Digibyte or Filecoin, a coin that hasn't topped or is farther back on its fib, either retracements or extensions. So that's just the rotational effect that we're going to be covering on this channel. I'm going to be putting some of my plays into some of my videos on, I'm getting out of this coin and now I'm getting into this coin with the money, etc., etc. Not financial advice. I'll just show some of the moves that I'm making in this bull run. So right now we're just waiting to knock out that last line for Bitcoin, that all-time high, find some support, move forward, and that's what we're waiting on. Like I've said the last few weeks, my only concern is just that the bull run being imminent is just almost too damn obvious, and I've been saying that for a couple weeks, but we'll see what happens. We're just waiting here, and I'm obviously invested into a lot of different coins. I have 25 different coins now, so things are looking pretty good. I like my portfolio, and let's just wait and see what happens. That's going to be it for this video, guys. I'm going to release some more videos. That was just a Bitcoin and overall market look because it runs the market. It's the master of the market. So let's cover some other stuff, and we'll catch you in the next video. See ya.